guys, it's Alexa from Alexa Loves Books, and I am back with a mug of hot cocoa, not coffee, unfortunately, but I am filming this late in the day and I don't want to, have a hard time falling asleep later, so cocoa it is. Anyway, you may be wondering why I have this drink in hand. I am actually going to be doing a tag that I was tagged in, I think it was like early last year, so around this time too, and my friend Kristin over at Super Space Chick tagged me to do the coffee book tag. This tag was created by Benjamin at Bangity Bangs, and I will link to the original video down below. Let me show you the books that I have chosen for this tag. Dun, dun, dun. Get excited, guys. I'm super looking forward to doing this tag. Alright, let me pull out my handy dandy Hufflepuff to-do list notepad, and let's get started. Okay, the first category is Black, a series that's tough to get into but has hardcore fans. I immediately thought of this series because I have seen so many people talk about this author, not just this series, but this author, and this is the series that I've seen mentioned probably the most, and that is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I have heard nothing but great things about this series. My husband even started reading it and he really liked the magical system in it. I haven't read it yet, even though I won this in a giveaway last year. But I am definitely looking forward to reading it at some point. And yeah, it's just one of those series where it's really been hyped up by other people, and I'm a little nervous going in, but hopefully I will love it as much as everyone else has. Peppermint Mocha, a book that gets more popular during winter or a festive time of year. And this one was like a no-brainer, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have chosen this if they've done this in the past year or so. And that is My True Love Gave to Me, which is a collection of 12 holiday stories from various YA authors, and this book was edited by Stephanie Perkins. I really think that this book is like a great Christmas gift. It's a great Christmas read, or even just a great holiday read, let's be honest, because it's so festive and it's so fun, and I'm surprised by the variety of stories that were included in this collection. I do have my favorites, I do. Laini Taylor's is absolutely my favorite story in this one. It's the last one, if I remember correctly. And I love it. I love the variety, I loved these stories, and I actually kind of want to reread it, even though the holiday season is past us, and we're now at the beginning of a new year. I still think it would be so much fun to reread this. Hot chocolate. Woohoo, hot chocolate! What's your favorite children's book? This was a little harder because I actually have quite a few that I can think of, like off the top of my head, and I have so many on my shelves. But in the end, I had to go with a book that had a main character that I could really relate to, and that's Matilda by Roald Dahl. I loved this book as a kid. I was so obsessed. I really loved Roald Dahl as a kid, basically. And I just could relate so much to Matilda as someone who feels so different from everyone else and who finds her solace in stories and books. I think that's something I return to time and time again because I felt the same way a lot, especially after we had moved from the US back to the Philippines. So yeah, I definitely love this book. A double shot of espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. There are also a lot of books that I could have picked for this category, but I decided to go with Rites of Passage by Joy N. Hensley. Oh my goodness, you guys. I remember reading this one. I had actually gotten it for a review and I was reading it and I couldn't put it down, so I actually stood in a subway station for like 20 minutes reading this book. It's just a very intense story about this girl named Sam, who is one of 5 girls, I believe, to be the first batch of girls at a military academy in Virginia, and it is just intense. Like, just thinking about it makes me feel all like tense again, and I'm like, I haven't reread it since, but if I did, I know I would still feel the same sort of like thrilled, excited, but also nervous feeling while I was turning the pages. Starbucks. Name a book you see everywhere. I could have gone with a John Green book for this one, but I don't actually have any John Green books with me, and I wanted to go with a book that I actually had, and I decided to go with The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare because I really do see this series and her other series, the Infernal Devices series, everywhere, especially with those beautiful new covers. I read this one before I started blogging, and I remember I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I have a copy because I borrowed it from my friend Rachel of Hello Chelly because I wanted to reread the first trilogy before I moved on to the second trilogy and before I read the Infernal Devices. I've also been watching the Shadowhunters TV show, and while it's not the greatest thing in the world, it's still pretty entertaining, and I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna keep watching it. I shall be rereading it. I know someone else is doing a reread. If I can find a link, I'm gonna put that down below. That Hipster Coffee Shop. Give a book by an indie author a shout out. And this one was a no-brainer because I only really have one indie book that is on my shelves as a print copy, and that is Threats of Sky and Sea by Jennifer Elysian. I read this as a work in progress. I don't know if anything has changed because I haven't read the finished copy, but this cover is so beautiful, you guys, and Jen is so great. I'm really excited to see how it's changed from when I first read it, and I'm also excited to pick up the sequel and the novellas once I read this one. So yes, if you guys want a new YA fantasy to check out, then maybe you should give Jen's series a try. Oops, I accidentally got decaf. Name a book you were expecting more from. Now, I will say that I was gonna go with The Wrath of the Dawn for this one because I didn't quite love that book as much as everyone else did, but I don't own a physical copy of it. So I decided to go with something that when I first read it, I wasn't as impressed with it as I thought I was gonna be, and that's The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkowski. Since then, I've actually reread it and loved it more the second time around, but the first time I remember feeling very, like, not unimpressed, but more like a sort of lackluster towards it. Like, I wasn't really loving it the way everyone else was. Like, everyone else at the time was going crazy. There was so much hype, and I think that definitely contributed to, like, how I ended up feeling about it because I was expecting so much, and then I didn't quite get what I expected. Thankfully, this is one of those books that upon a reread, it got better, and oh my gosh, I'm so in love with the sequel, The Winter's Crime, which is amazing, and I'm dying to read The Winter's Kiss. Oh, why is the end of March so far away? But yes, so that's why I chose The Winter's Curse for this category. The Perfect Blend. Name a book or series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. There can be no other choice for me but the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. It's probably on my shelf. You can probably see it in this video. I have so many feelings when it comes to this series, you guys. I love it. I think it's funny. I think it's smart. I think it's so creative. I also feel like I went through an emotional, like, the entire emotional spectrum. I was mad, I was sad, I was afraid, I was happy. It's so good, you guys. That was my coffee book tag video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. I try to upload at least once a week. Starting slow here, guys, starting slow. Even though I've uploaded videos before, this is the first time I've been really working on trying to get it on a regular schedule. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!